Our lesson for today is all about divisibility rule. This is our objectives and learning outcomes. You will identify divisibility rules. You will know the 1 to 12 rules of divisibility. You can identify what rule does a number possess, and you can apply it in the process of division. So before we'll start, let's do an icebreaker game. Our game is called Group Yourself into. I will say a number and you will group yourself into what number I said. So what did you learn from the game?
I learned how to divide ourselves quickly.
So our lesson is all about divisibility rules. These rules let you test if one number is divisible by another without having to do too much calculation. So I will present now the rules or test of divisibility from 1 to 12. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
So divisibility rule of 1. It says that any integer, not a fraction, is divisible by 1. So a whole number which is not a fraction is divisible by 1. So let's move to divisibility rule of 2. It says that the last digit is even, or it must be 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. For example, in case of 128, 8 is an even number, and 129, 9 is an odd number, so 128 is divisible by 2. In divisibility rule of 3, it says that the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. So you need to sum all the digits in a number. For example, in 381, so 3 plus 8 plus 1 is equal to 12. And all we know that 12 divided 3 is equal to 4. So 381 is divisible by 4. Unlike in the example of 217. So let's add 2 plus 1 plus 7 is equal to 10. And 10 divided 3 is equal to 3 and 1/3. So it is not divisible by 3. So let's move to divisibility rule of 4. It says that the last two digits are divisible by 4. For example, 1312. 12 is the last two digits, so 12 divided 4 is equal to 3. So it is divisible by 4. Unlike from the second example, 7019 is not divisible because 19 divided 4 is equal to 4 and 3/4. Next is divisibility rule 5. It only says that the last digit must be 0 or 5. For example, 175. It is divisible by 5 because it ends with 5, and in 809 it is not divisible because it's not end with 0 or 5. Divisibility rule of 6. It only says that it must be even and it must be divisible by 3, or it passes both the 2 rule and the 3 rule above. For example, 114. We all know that 114 is an even number, and 1 plus 1 plus 4 is equal to 6, and 6 divided 3 is equal to 2. So 114 is divisible by 6. Unlike 308, yes, it is an even, but 3 plus 0 plus 8 is equal to 11, and 11 divided 3 is equal to 3 and 2/3. So it is not divisible by 3, so it is not also divisible by 6. Divisibility rule of 7. Double the last digit and subtract it from a number made by the other digits. The result must be divisible by 7. For example, 672. You must double 2 and it is 4. So 67 minus 4 is equal to 63. And 63 divided 7 is equal to 9. So 672 is divisible by 7. Another example, 105. You must double 5 and it is 10. So 10 minus 10 is equal to 0, and 0 is divisible by 7. So 105 is also divisible by 7. And the last example is 905. Double 5 and it is 10. 90 minus 10 is equal to 80, and 80 divided 7 is equal to 11 and 3 over 7. So, 905 is not divisible by 7. Next, divisibility rule of 8. The last 3 digits are divisible by 8. For example, 109,816. The last 3 digit is 816, and 816 divided 8 is equal to 102. So, 109,816 is divisible by 8. Unlike 216,302, the last 3 digit is 302, and 302 divided 8 is equal to 37 and 3/4. So, it is not divisible by 8. Next is divisibility rule of 9. The sum of the digits must be divisible by 9. For example, 1,629. 1 plus 6 plus 2 and plus 9 is equal to 18. And 18 divided 2 is equal to 2. So, it is divisible by 9. Unlike 2013, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 3 is equal to 6. And we all know that 6 can't divide by 9. So, 2013 is not divisible by 9. Next is divisibility rule of 10. It only says that the number must end in 0. For example, 220. 220, it ends with 0, so it is divisible by 10. Unlike 221, it does not end with 0, so it is not divisible by 10. Next is divisibility rule of 11. Add and subtract digits in an alternating pattern. Add digit, subtract next digit, add next digit, etc. Then check if that answer is divisible by 11. For example, 1,364 plus 1 minus 3 plus 6 minus 4. It is equal to 0, and 0 is divisible by 11. So 1,364 is also divisible by 11. While in the example of 987, if you plus 9 minus 8 plus 7 is equal to 8, and 8 is not divisible by 11, so 987 is also not divisible by 11. The last is divisibility rule 12. It says that the numbers divisible by both 3 and 4, or it passes both the 3 rule and the 4 rule above. For 648, let's try it by the 3 rule. 6 plus 4 plus 8 is equal to 18, and 18 divided 3 is equal to 6. So, it is divisible by 3. Next is indivisible by 4. Let's divide 48 divided 4 is equal to 12. So, 648 is divisible by 12. Unlike 524, in by 3, you will say 5 plus 2 plus 4 is equal to 11. And 11 divided 3 is equal to 3 and 2/3. So, it is not divisible by 12. So, that's end our lesson. Any question?
None, sir.
So let's do an activity. Your activity 1 is quiz bowl. So the student will be grouped by 4, and each of the group will choose a leader as secretary. And I will ask questions to the group, and each group will answer the question within 1 minute. After the time, the student will raise their answers, and the group that will get the correct answer will be given 1 point. The group that will get the highest point is the winner. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
So now, let's begin. Thank you for your cooperation. So now, let's proceed to the second activity. Your activity 2 is bring me the number. I will group you by 3, and the teacher will give the question to the students, and the first group that will bring the correct answer will be gain 1 point. The group that will get the highest point is the winner. So now, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
So now, let's begin. Thank you, students, for cooperating, and let's proceed to your last activity. For your last activity, I will group you by pair, and you will answer this question in 3 sentences. Then you will choose a representative to share your answer in front of the other group. Okay, so this is the question. What is the essence of applying divisibility rules in our daily life? Explain your answer. I will give you 3 minutes to answer that question. Time starts now. Thank you, student, for cooperating, and now I will give you your group assignment. So this is your group assignment. You will be grouped in 3, and I will give concepts to you from 2 to 12 tests of divisibility, and you will explain it to your classmate through a video. A video must consist of 2 minutes, and you will pass it on Monday. Any questions?
None, sir.
So now get one half sheet of paper and answer this assessment. You will identify what divisibility rules a certain number possess. Write 2 to 12 in the space provided. I will give you 5 minutes to answer this assessment. Your time starts now. Pass your paper and see you in our next class. Goodbye and thank you.